Hi, everyone. Welcome our interview today with Ackimo Charles. Ackimo is quite the superstar. He's been with Broward County Public Schools for almost 20 years. He's very involved in our community. He's part of the Phi Beta Sigma fraternity, as well as many other exciting things. He has his AA from Broward College, went on to get his bachelor's from FAU, and then his master's degree from University of Phoenix. So he definitely has a lot to tell us about his journey. So welcome, Ackimo. Tell us about your day. Tell us what you do.
Good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everyone. My name is Ackimo Charles, as stated, and I am an assistant principal with the Broward County Public Schools. I've been an assistant principal for about 4 years at a middle school, and right now we are gearing up to enrich our students who have been using the digital divide to learn during this pandemic. It is something that we feel is necessary. It is something that we are basically new because no one has ever had such a pandemic and the situations that we have with the virtual learning. And we are finding clever ways to engage our students and to make certain that our students do not have an educational slide where they lose what they were taught.
Wow. So that must be very challenging in this environment. What is there something that inspires you to get up in the morning and do this with everything we're living through?
You know, I often told my students when I began my career, I started in elementary, I dabbled in middle a little bit, and I went back to elementary. And one of the things that I always told them, I said, you guys are the future. When I'm old and I'm, needing to be taken care of, I'm looking to you to be the ones to do so. So when I get up every morning, the main thing on my mind is how can I make these young people in front of me great, productive citizens that when I'm ready to leave this world, I can entrust it to them, knowing that I've done my part by imparting knowledge and a good sense of a moral compass in them.
That's wonderful. So let me ask you, where did you go to high school and how did you land at Broward College to start this journey?
So I attended the great South Plantation High School in Plantation, Florida. And my first year, I decided to go to an HBCU, and I felt the need to come back home after my first year. My GPA was not bad at all. It was actually a 3.5, but the environment was somewhat of a culture shock because South Plantation being at the time predominantly white. And then I went to an HBCU because I thought that's what I wanted to do. I came back home and I landed at Broward College. And I enjoyed my time at Broward College. I had some really great professors. I even dabbled in music with Dr. Cavendish. And I also went and I joined the Black Student Union, and I went on trips with Miss Williams, who was in the academic advising office. It was a great experience for me at Broward College. I studied social science secondary. However, I ended up in elementary.
Funny. So then tell us a little more about you went to FAU and getting your master's. That part of your education was important to you.
Yeah, so once I got my I transferred over to FAU. And at that time, I kind of decided that I didn't really want to do education as my major. So I actually changed to history with education as a minor. And I used that because I wasn't certain if I wanted to do law or if I wanted to teach. I was all over the place. Took me a while. Most students do it in 4 or 5 years. I did it in 7, but nevertheless, I persevered. Um, I also joined my organization, my fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, where I am actually in my 21st year of being a member and also a life member. And one of the things that I enjoyed is that we were able to do outreach and community service, as well as enjoy the activities that the members have, such as parties. Everyone likes to party. And then once I was finished with my undergraduate, I stayed in the profession of education for about, let's say, about 8 years before I decided to pursue my master's. I went to the University of Phoenix and pursued my master's in leadership and supervision. So once I received that, my goal was to become an administrator, which I did so 4 years ago.
That's awesome. So I'm looking behind you. You've got some pictures. Do you have a hero? Is there somebody that is somebody you greatly look up to?
So I thought about that a little bit, and I don't have any specific hero because I use everyone I come into contact with as my hero. Why? Because I feel like it's valuable that you can learn from every person that you meet. There's always something that you didn't know that this person may know and imparts in you. So as I go through life, I take bits and pieces from other people and I improve myself. So my hero will be people that I meet on an everyday basis.
That's great. Was there any advice that you've been given that you would say is something you'd want to share?
So definitely what I've been telling a lot of people too is my bishop, my pastor has always said to say what you mean and mean what you say so that you don't have to in the back end say what I meant to say was. So I always tell people think about what you're going to say. When you're responding, you want to be able to listen to what someone is saying to understand rather than listen to respond because that initial response needs to be what you mean. You need to say it firmly because you don't want to have to backtrack or retract anything that you said because it could be misconstrued.
That's great.
So say what you mean and mean what you say.
So you must be a great inspiration to these middle schoolers, teaching them as they go through their journey into adulthood, learning these great lessons from you. So do you have a favorite quote that you like to use?
Yes, actually, my favorite quote is by James Baldwin. It says, "A child cannot be taught by anyone that despises him." And, you know, in most cases, this goes along life in its sense. You know, you go to the grocery store, someone rubs you the wrong way, then you, in your humanistic part of you, you don't want to do business with them. It can happen anywhere. So imagine being a child and you have a teacher or someone who's talking down to you or being mean to you. You have toned them out, you have shut down, and you no longer want to grab that knowledge. And it's not something that is going to affect the teacher or their performance per se, but now that may be that foundational knowledge that you need for the next step. So you have now, because of something that negatively impacted you, you have missed out on something else. So I always want to have children to, I don't want to say like me, but at least respect me and understand if I have to chastise you or correct you, that I'm not doing it from a place of hatred. I'm doing it from a place of love.
Right. And I assume you do the same with all the teachers in the school as well.
Absolutely.
Great
Absolutely.
mentorship. Yes, you're really known for
Yes.
that. So why don't you name something that you're super excited about? What's coming up that's super exciting?
So I'm super excited about the fact that my family and I are getting together to do a huge event, a huge activity. We recently lost my grandmother. We are going to lay her to rest this weekend, and as a family, we haven't gotten together in a long time. So this is going to be somewhat of a homegoing slash reunion slash, however you want to say it. So I'm a little bit excited about that. Haven't seen most of them in a while. Unfortunately, some of them won't be able to travel in due to the pandemic restrictions and the big storm in Houston. So, it
Where
is what it is, but we're going to make the best of it.
where is this taking place?
It's going to be right here in Broward County, Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. So then
Yes.
with all this family, what is that? Name something that you're deeply grateful for. What would you say?
That's it. My family, my wife and kids, especially because they've been very supportive of all of my endeavors. I worked for the district itself. I was the minority male success facilitator for a few years, and that kept me away from home at nights where I had to go to different cities and sit in on their board meetings and et cetera as a representative of the school board. So my wife and my kids, they're very young, but they were supportive. They always waited up, or they got to see me the next day. So I think my family overall has just been supportive of my endeavors and my career, and I can't be anything but grateful for that.
That is wonderful. Well, so that's great. So is there anything else you want to share about Broward County, Broward College? It seems like you're very entrenched in all of it, and we are grateful for you and all you do to make our world a better place.
I want students who are thinking about attending Broward College, unsure about attending Broward College, or attending Broward College to take the knowledge that they receive from the school or whatever thoughts that they have about going to Broward College and turn it into a positive. I want them to understand that it's not about how swift the race is, it's about enduring. Broward College is affordable, there's quality education, and it's recognized. I still encourage people to attend Broward College, especially when you are unsure of if you want to go to a big school. The professors, I mean, to this day, I still see some of the professors and the workers who were in the advising office, and I'm still in contact with them. I just reached out to Mr. Damian Hawkins not too long ago for one of my coworkers who needed to get some advice for her daughter who was attending Broward College. So it is a lifelong journey ahead of you, and Broward College will definitely prepare you for that way.
Well, thank you. I think everyone you come in contact is lucky to have you in their life. And I look forward to continuing to talk to you. And when the pandemic is over, getting to meet in person. So thank you so
Absolutely.
much. It was great to talk to you. I hate to go, but thank you. I'm sure everybody will love your interview. So take care now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Okay,
Nice meeting you.
thank you.